You are now listening to the Full Sport Press podcast, featuring hosts Jay Hove, Jeff, and Weezy. Please enjoy the show.
Greetings and salutations. I would like to welcome everybody to the Full Sport Press podcast, the premier sports podcast for the consummate sports fan. And this is your one-stop shop for all sports-related news and topics. I'm Jay Hove.
It's your boy Big Jeff.
Weezy's in the building. Say what's up, Weezy.
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
It's good, man. How are you, brother?
Man, I'm good, man.
Happy Memorial Day weekend, man.
Memorial Day weekend, baby.
Camera's always on,
Camera's
Jeff.
always on, bro.
Better know it. Weezy, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good, man.
Yeah. How was your weekend, man? You had a long week?
Yeah, man. Crazy week.
Yeah, for sure.
That's all I'm gonna say. But
Most
good
definitely.
week.
Yeah. Okay.
Productive week.
Productive.
All right.
High productivity, for sure.
Yeah.
What we got up on the show today, man?
Today we are discussing the NFL's new. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
Here we are.
Today we are discussing.
No, hold on. Weezy, what we got up on the show
We are
today?
discussing the NFL's new anthem policies, man. FSP style.
Always
Always.
FSP. Most definitely, man. Hot topic.
Mm-hmm.
We had to address it, Jeff.
Grand opening, grand closing for me too.
Yeah,
That's it.
this is it.
Tired of hearing about it.
Most
I'm
definitely.
speak my mind. That's it.
That's it.
I love when we speak.
I know, for sure.
That's it.
It's going to be a damn good show.
Yeah, most definitely. Speaking of Weezy, what's your best of the week, champ?
My best of the week.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, Drake.
Drizzy.
Hey, y'all better quit playing my boy.
Yeah.
They say he's
Yeah.
soft, and
Yeah.
they say, oh, he played on Nickelodeon, and
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, you shoot back and niggas get mad.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, for sure.
What's wrong? What's up?
Yeah, nah,
Who
for
got
sure.
mad, brother?
Oh, they mad.
Hey, you been looking at the internet comments, though?
Nah, well,
It ain't as Drake one-sided as it used to be out there.
Nah, for sure. Pusha T got some fans. Everybody knows Pusha T can rap, but
we gotta find out.
yeah, we'll see.
He
We'll see.
ain't fighting back.
Yeah,
He ain't fighting back. You can't win if you don't fight back.
yeah, for sure.
That's all I'm
Shout
saying.
out to Weezy.
Jeff, what's your best of the week, man?
Man, you know what? I've been doing this show going almost a year now.
Yeah.
Man, you know, I get a lot of heat sometimes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I feel good this week.
Okay, talk to me.
All NBA teams got announced.
Most definitely.
Oh, shit.
One of our most controversial shows.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Playoffs, right?
Okay.
You know what I mean? I took some heat.
You did.
I had Dame Lillard over Steph Curry in the first round.
Oh, yeah.
Dame Lillard was first team All NBA.
He was, most definitely.
And Steph Curry was
Third
team.
13. Yeah.
So I think Jeff was right, I think.
I don't make you right, man. I don't make you right. But what it does, what it does, I mean, that number's the exact same.
Yeah.
The only reason he was third team because he only played 50 games.
But tomato.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And that was my argument, though.
That was your argument.
That was my
That was
argument the
everybody's
whole time.
argument,
Was
for
that
sure.
Steph only played that. Because all you can say.
In 50 games, though, give me, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. He's a two-time MVP. Not much you can say bad about the guy.
For sure. Other than his edge up. He needs a new
How
ball.
does he not?
Oh man, it's a couple of them in the NBA. These
For
new
sure.
ballers
For sure.
real.
Like,
Don't
how
go
in the
ball.
world does he not have a ball?
Yeah, man. All that money.
Like, all that money. Like,
All that power.
like come on,
Him
man.
and Jalen Brown too now.
Jalen Brown shit.
Yeah, that's trash.
Just red.
And Steph finally got. I think Steph finally found him a style that he likes.
Yeah.
Stay that way though.
I stay there. You got a beard. Shout out
like
to the beard.
fans.
Shout out to my beard.
Yeah, get some beer butter.
Yeah. You trying to play.
He trying to play
He trying to
guys
play my
out.
beard. Trying to play my
You gotta
Some
take
beer
beer
butter.
I heard somebody say you gotta water that thing sometimes.
Yeah, I do, for sure.
Yeah,
It definitely needs some
Put
water.
some beer butter on there.
For
You be
sure.
alright.
Most definitely. My best of the week, man, my boy Ben Simmons, he broke up with Tinashe. Yeah, I'm happy about that. He said that she was doing, quote, Kardashian shit. He upset like she was calling the paparazzi when they were going out for
I gotta
dinner.
go.
Listen, she's a struggling pop artist.
Yeah.
She needed Ben Simmons to revive her career. I'm just happy that he peaked it.
Shout out to Ben.
You on a tight ship.
Hey, and shout out to everybody that run tight ships.
Yeah.
Yeah, the world be a better
Shout out
place.
to everybody who runs tight
Hey, now for real,
ship.
tight ship, baby.
Tight ship, baby.
Hey, you gotta run that tight ship.
Yeah.
There you go.
For real,
Hey,
you can't change something day 365. You gotta
Hey.
change it day one.
Hey.
I'm here for free game. That's all I'm here for.
Most definitely,
Hey,
most definitely. What's your worst of the week, please?
My worst of the week, man. One of my sleepers, man, in my
Mhm.
fantasy team,
Mm-hmm.
Hunter Henry, man, down for the season.
Yeah, for sure. Shout
That's
out
my
to
sleeping
Spence.
tight end too.
Yeah.
This year.
He won't gonna be a sleeper this year.
Yeah, are they gonna get Gates? Bring Gates back?
Got to.
They got to.
He know the
Gates
offense.
retired.
Nah, he didn't retire. They just didn't resign him.
Yeah.
Man, but this was Hunter Henry's year. He finally
This is gonna be his year.
Yeah, he didn't have to worry about Gates over his shoulder.
Yeah.
Right.
You got
He's
to
gonna
get Gates back over
Yeah, for sure, most
Give
definitely.
us one more year,
I
bro.
don't give a damn about fantasy. What about you, Jeff? What's your worst of the
You
week?
playing
You're damn lie. Wanna make a bet on that?
Nope. I'm good.
Okay.
Now, my worst of the week, man, is Adrian Bronner, man.
What are you doing now?
Okay. So this week, he's going through contract negotiations for a new management team.
Okay.
He posted on his Instagram the contract discussions with him and his team, saying that they were offering him roughly $2.2 million per fight for the next 3 fights. You know what he called that?
Chump change.
Slave wages.
Ooh.
I can't defend him.
Nah, it's over with, Jeff.
Like,
You should have tried.
I can't.
You should have tried. You should have stopped trying a week ago.
I know. Like,
For
you
sure.
can't say when you just made, I shouldn't say just, because $1 million is $1 million.
For sure.
But he made roughly $1 million his last fight.
Yeah.
They're offering you 2.2 over your next 3 and 2.2 over your next 2 and 2.5 on your third.
Yeah.
And you call it slave wages.
It's crazy, man.
See, I put him up there with T.O. Well, he's not as good as T.O. T.O.
It's more like the Trail Sprewell.
But he gonna look back and say, man, I did some dumb shit.
Trail Sprewell turned down 19. So he can't feed his kids with 19 million.
That's crazy. I think that's 3 fights over somebody who he has a big name.
Yeah.
Isn't a championship fighter hardly.
Right.
And you turn, come on, man.
He ain't that good.
Come on.
He ain't that good.
He had everything. He just didn't work it.
Relax, man. No, relax. Jack Smith 6 man.
You take it.
Never disrespect him for that.
Take it over there.
I'm just telling you, man.
That's my boy.
Yeah.
My worst of the week is hip hop fans. Like Weezy. They turn on you very quick. Now, 1 minute Pusha T had a classic album, literally 3 hours.
Literally.
For like dead ass from Thursday night at midnight all the way until 4 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Yeah.
Pusha T was riding
the wave.
Yeah. And then, okay, there's a beef happens.
Yeah.
And his career's done. They saying his career's done.
Yeah.
Dude, and I blame young hip hop fans. Let it play out.
Yeah.
Just let it play out.
Because you're going to have to, because just like with Meek,
Yeah.
you know, we killed Meek.
Yeah, for
Meek
sure.
was dead. Now Meek's one of the he's hotter than he's ever been.
Most definitely.
That's because he went to jail and got out.
Yeah, but I'm saying he put out good music. Your career isn't done if you win or lose a rap battle. You can ask Jay-Z about that.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
But Meek ain't
lost
pop.
it.
Yeah, Meek
We're
ain't
talking
pop.
about that out there.
Okay. No, Meek lost that battle.
Now, Meek lost it. We're talking about Jay and Nas. Jay didn't lose that, by the way.
He did.
Take over
He got
Killer. Anyway, make sure you check us out on iTunes, Facebook, Instagram, Google Play, man. Stitcher,
We're here.
Beyond Pod, YouTube, and of course the SoundCloud page to catch up on the full archive of past episodes of FSP. Just simply search Full Sport Press Podcast. And after you do that, check out the On Deck TV Hip Hop Podcast with Adam Brown and Spike Lee each and every Wednesday. This week's show is the Hip Hop Urban Legends 2. That's up now, guys.
Yeah.
Dope episode.
Sequel to that for sure, man.
Yeah.
I think the biggest hip hop urban legend did Tupac really smash Faith. It's urban legend.
It's been a group chat, like Firestorm.
Yes,
Sure.
What's that?
They said Tupac didn't write
Here
that.
we go.
Tupac didn't write Dead Mom.
That's what the rumor is.
Who wrote it?
Drake did right Running Through the Six.
Run it. That was banging though.
Yeah.
Run it.
Dead Mom was bang for sure.
Dead Mom was just a little cool. Nah, I'm messing with y'all. Dead Mom.
I'm about to say that.
Come on.
You can dislike Tupac.
Yeah, for sure. Because
but,
I don't like Tupac,
Yeah.
but Dead Mom was
that's like summertime when you get hot outside.
For sure.
You're not going to never not hear that song.
hell no.
You know what I mean?
Ladies Room Podcast, man. Check out Rizzo and Anne Marie to find out what the ladies are really talking about in the Ladies Room. Their latest episode is up right now, and you can catch up on past episodes and follow the Ladies Room Podcast on IG and Facebook. One time for Coach Locke.
Shout out to the ladies.
Shout out to the ladies, most definitely. Me and my dog Animal Brown, man. Fresh for Dummies is a self-help fashion podcast directly related to improving everyday fashion. You can catch our latest issue, What to Rock Festivals edition. It's up right now, directly for the culture. Follow the show IG page at Fresh for Dummies and simply search Fresh for Dummies on all of your social media. And while you're at it, also go to the YouTube channel. Check out COD Live. Hella episodes up right now. Easy to find, youtube.com/realveal for sure.
They be working at it.
They be sweating, man. He holding it down for me right now, man. I got one leg. All I need is one leg.
Oh, you got one leg.
On that note, you can read up on your favorite FSP co-hosts. Purchase your FSP merchandise and catch up on all the episodes we just mentioned from the other shows and much, much more. How do you do that, you ask Weezy? Just simply search www.realvealmedia.com. Tell a friend to support the real. RMG.
Most
RMG.
definitely. Got to change.
When you get changed, man?
Gotta get changed. T-shirts, chains, soon.
The car looking good. I'm gonna go get changed.
Let's get it. The car looking good. Hey, you
Yeah.
copping? I'm telling you, the car might be.
Hey.
Cameraman, that car looking good. Ain't been copping, ain't it?
Yeah, you car looking good.
Most definitely. Jeff, you got 10 good wrestling seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Let's hear it.
Man, SmackDown Live.
Yeah.
WWE's second flagship show is moving to the Fox Network in October 2019.
Big deal.
Yeah, the program will move to Friday nights, and the deal is worth $1 billion
With a B?
With a B.
Wow.
Over 5 years.
What Vince McMahon doing?
Cashing out.
Yeah, he's getting ready. Getting ready to
Getting ready to
set that
cash
money
out.
Yeah.
So that's gonna definitely help the XFL.
Most definitely. Yeah.
And on special note, now Colin Cowherd gets to cover WWE, and I was right with the world.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You like it?
I love it.
love
I
it.
love it. Love it.
If you ever saw Calvin Cowherd, would you tell him that?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah.
We definitely talk about his top 10 NBA players list he put out.
Oh yeah, he's some slob. But I take it back. I like Cowherd. I do.
I ain't even miss him.
Top 10. Ben Simmons was number 5 this year.
That's tough. It's got real Tinashe though, so
This
he's
year.
good. Yeah. That's a win.
MVP wasn't even on the list.
I don't blame him.
I knew you
I
would.
don't
Yeah, I
blame
knew
him
you
with that.
would. This year's MVP was number 6.
Yeah.
Who's the MVP this year? We don't know who that
Jack
is.
Webb, who is probably going to be James Harden.
Who's number 1, bro?
Brian and Kane and stuff.
Okay, you just can't argue with.
Most
You
definitely.
can't argue with number 1.
Yeah. Question of the week, fellas.
Hey!
$1 million
Okay.
in a briefcase.
Oh, boy.
Here we go. Shout out to listeners that sent this in. I appreciate you. We will go unsullied, though. I won't tell anybody who this is because this is a little different. All right. So,
Oh, man.
would you rather have $1 million cash in a briefcase right there, or $500 every time you masturbate?
Come on, man.
But it's a max, cameraman, 1 session per day, so you can only go 1 time a day. So I did the math. That's roughly right around $182,000 a year if you don't miss any days. And to receive $1 million, you'd have to take care of yourself for 5.47 years. You can't miss a day, though. So take 5.5 roughly.
So I get the meal if I don't do it no more.
No. Come on, Weezy. Today, there's a briefcase there, you get $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Or you jack off.
Oh, boy.
Or
There we go.
you masturbate.
Take care of yourself.
Choke,
Pull the whistle.
choke Charlie till he throws up.
Rub one out.
It's a sports show, guys. This is a sports show.
Slapping a one-eyed monkey.
Yeah.
Every day, but you get $500. Which one are you doing?
But there's the cap is 1 time a day.
1 time a day. You
But
can only do it once.
There's no cap on my lifespan, right?
One time a day for $500.
Yeah.
But I can.
It's
determine my life.
Yeah, for
I'll
sure.
take that.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me 1 time a day.
Yeah. So it's the thing though. It's gonna take you 5 years to get you slow grinding to $1 million.
I slow grind. I
5.
I like my life expectancy.
Or you got $1 million cash.
No.
I'm slow grinding.
I'm slow
You
grinding.
cameraman, you going with the money right there, briefcase.
What's wrong with that taking that $1 million cash?
Nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it. I can make more than $1 million though.
You can end up, dude. You live 25 years, you get close to $5 million.
Just by
Choking Charlie till he throws up. Dropping some stomach pancakes.
Oh man!
I ain't young as I'm used to, so I'm not young as I used to, so I'm gonna take that $1 million cash. I don't roll like I used to. You hear me? You hear me, cameraman? I don't roll like I used to.
Hey, nah, for sure. Give me. I'm choking Charlie.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
choking
choking
Charlie. It ain't no question. I'm choking
Ain't
Charlie.
nobody I'm just saying I don't roll like I used
For sure.
to.
Most definitely.
Glass some green a little right now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody graduates a little bit. You hear me?
All right, let us know what y'all think. What y'all do.
Tweet all that shit. You hear me?
Nope. That's gonna be in the show.
Most definitely. Tweet us with questions during the show at Full Sport Press. Don't forget to give us don't forget to comment and give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the YouTube page, on the iTunes page. Please rate and subscribe, but more importantly, don't forget to tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
To tell the
Oh boy.
to tell a friend, man. That's all I'm going
For
with.
sure.
Thank you, Weezy. Thank you so much, sir.
About that Full Sport Press podcast. The revolution will be podcasted. Before we start the first half, you have a poll question for the listeners, Weezy.
Yes, sir.
Let the people hear.
This week's poll question is: which coach is under the most pressure to win Game 7 of the NBA playoffs?
Mhm.
Golden State Warriors, Steve Kerr. Houston Rockets, Mike D'Antoni. Cleveland Cavaliers, Ty Lue. Boston Celtics, Brad Stevens.
The most pressure to win this Game 7 for sure is Ty Lue, because if he loses his job.
Nah.
No, for sure.
No, I think it's Steve Kerr. I think he's the only one that has pressure. Brad Stevens' own house.
You know what I realized?
Go ahead.
Steve Kerr can't coach.
You just realizing that?
I just realized Steve Kerr
Man,
can't coach.
just roll the ball out and go.
He really nice like that.
He's a good when you need somebody to say something to you on the
motivate.
sideline,
Oh, yeah.
he's that guy.
Yeah.
But X and those guys,
hell no. Hell no. He can't coach. No.
He's never had to.
He never had to.
Look what he
Coaches-
inherited. Man, come on,
man.
He inherited more than Phil.
So you think Phil? I said Phil. You think Steve is under the most pressure about all the coaches?
Because Brad Stevens' house money.
House money with Brad Stevens. Anything he's doing, he's playing.
D'Antoni. I mean, he's D'Antoni. No one, you know.
Hell no.
And then Tyloo, LeBron has lost so much. His team has lost so much. Like right now, it's like, you know.
I'm telling you, Tyloo don't win this, he's gone. And he'll never coach again.
That's possible.
Yeah, for sure. He'll never be a head coach again.
The most pressure is probably on Tyloo. But we can't say Brad Stevens is on. It's house money. It is house money. But for this specific game, the pressure's on him. He got to coach a young team in the game 7.
No.
But if they, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I agree with that. But if they lose, there's no.
He's not gonna get fired.
Coach.
No.
That's what I'm saying. But
he got to get those guys ready to play.
Dude, nobody thought Boston was even going to get past
I understand that, but they're there now. They're there.
Yeah.
He got to get those young guys, 2 or 3 year players, 1 or 2 year players, to get ready to play against LeBron James in the game 7, which he's never lost.
There's going to be some Steve Kerr looks funny in the light stuff coming out if they lose this game.
For sure.
Just being real.
Good ball question right there.
If they had Chris Paul last night, they'd have lost.
We'll talk about that shortly. Matter of fact, let's get started this first half.
Yep.
Let's do it.
The first half is underway.
First half, hottest sports news of the past week, like we do each and every week before we get started. I'm Jay Holt.
It's your boy Big Jeff.
Weezy was cracking.
What's happening, Weezy? Where can they find you at on social media, champ?
Man, on Twitter, I'm FSP_Weezy.
Most definitely.
No, I'm FSP_Weezy on IG.
Most definitely.
Twitter, I'm at Weezy on Twitter.
Most definitely.
My goodness, I need to change all that shit now.
Most definitely. Where you at, Jeff?
One day you gonna change it, and you still ain't gonna remember. Jay's like before across all social media platforms.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I'm Jay Holt, man, everywhere. Minus Snapchat.
Yeah.
No Snapchat for me.
No Snapchat.
No Snapchat for me.
That's what's up.
Most definitely, man. Let's get started, huh?
Yeah.
Let's get started this first half, man. NBA Conference playoff time. Man. Here we go.
Yeah.
All comes down to one game. 2018 NBA Finals berth is on the line. The Boston Celtics play the host to the Cleveland Cavaliers in Game 7 tonight, 7:30 Central, cameraman. Boston opened up as a 2.5 favorite. Weezy to over and under. Vegas has ticked down to 199.5 from an opening of 201.5.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It's going to be a close game.
Who wins and what, fella?
Who you got?
I wouldn't be. I'm going with Cleveland.
For sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if Boston wins. Boston has the better team.
He most definitely.
Yeah, I mean, they're
Boston
10-0 this year, right?
Yeah, Boston haven't lost at home.
They haven't lost at home. There's no Kevin Love. The second best player is J.R. Smith.
Oh God,
that's
who
rough.
plays like shit on the road.
The second player, George Hill.
George Hill, maybe.
They need Jordan Clarkson is their second best player. He just doesn't play him.
He's finding his legs, but it's too late.
They don't play him enough.
It's too late.
Kyle Korver.
That's the key.
He got to play Kyle Korver.
He's the key. He's 12 for 22 from beyond the arc during the past 5 games, 55%. He just has to shoot the ball more.
J.R. Smith has to give us 10 points tonight. If he don't, we'll lose.
Just he has to get y'all 10. Because with no Kevin Love, you got to play with a smaller, quicker lineup.
16. 10 ain't gonna do it.
Like, seriously, have y'all been watching that game? Like, man, what's wrong with him?
With JR?
Yeah. It's been that bad. Like,
JR plays good at home, though.
Yeah.
He plays okay at home.
He plays good at home.
He doesn't get 10 points. Yeah. He plays okay at home.
Here's what I think, and I could be wrong. LeBron got to have a 50-point triple double. They don't win. If you don't have a 50-point triple double, they don't win.
Well, he can get that and still lose.
No. A 50-point, like a 50-point,
yeah,
all out. He takes 3 to 4 minutes off the court, tops, triple double, they win.
I got a bone to pick with my boy. I'm hot at my boy.
LeBron.
Yeah. He wasn't tired last game. That game for last? That tired shit?
Yeah, that tired shit. That's that narrative. I don't like that.
What was it? It was the flu? It was something. He was visibly.
It wasn't nothing wrong with him. He just wanted to play Game 7.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
He needs his legacy boost.
The NBA, I don't know how they do it, and I hope that the mob don't give me. But they put a wool over our eyes every time. Every
the
time.
NBA wanted Game 7s for both conferences. They got
like,
it.
where does he tie from?
Yeah, there was nothing for him to be.
They offered. They've been having a day off.
LeBron played 82 games this year.
Yes.
That has a lot to do with it.
It has a lot to do with it.
But at the same time,
he played 82 and played his most minutes.
Yeah.
He should have been cramping. I already dealt with the cramp. He's cramping. But
he's cramped already in this
I seen him hit knees and go down and he looked around. Then he get up. I thought he dead ass hurt himself.
But you can tell, man, he was acting into it. He was rubbing his eyes and shit. And then last game, he was like a deer out there.
Oh, yeah. Nah, for sure.
He was like a deer. I'm like, that's my boy, but come on, bro. Let's tell me you're going to do that so I can,
So you can understand.
Yeah, I want to know.
Yeah. Now, I bet against the Celtics all season.
Yeah, we are.
Dude, I had them losing every series. Every series. And I will maintain that. I got the Cavs by 3 tonight.
50-point triple-double, man. You
Yeah.
gotta do it.
Most definitely. Let's move on to the Warriors versus the Rockets. The Rockets will return home for a dramatic Game 7 with a last chance at their first NBA Finals appearance since 1995. Who wins this and why, fellas?
Golden State by 12.
Damn.
Chris Paul's out, right?
They don't know. They haven't said it yet, but it's only one man that can say the Rockets. It's my boy, Christopher Emmanuel Paul. It's the only person that can say this team.
I like the fact that they put Joe Johnson into the game late.
Dude, shout out to Sean Watch.
Yeah.
Joe Johnson came in and got mixed up immediately. As soon as he got in there,
Bad switch.
it's always a bad switch.
It's been a
Joe
bunch of
Johnson.
bad switches in that game. Everybody been.
But he's
Joe Johnson now. Jeff, I see you tweet that.
Yeah.
I said, Jeff, this is the reason why Joe Johnson is on that bench. He ain't making no shots, and he can't defend at all.
He can't defend. I think he can make some shots. I think he's got every great. I'm not saying Joe Johnson's one of the greats, but he's had great moments.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think every great player has one great game left in him. Like one. Not a whole season worth. They got one moment left. They got one. And I think Joe Johnson has one moment left.
I hope so, man. For Sean Watch's sanity, because he ain't representing the Rock at all.
You know what I think is hurting James Harden? He's playing defense.
Yeah, he's actually that's true.
He's trying.
Anyway,
He's trying.
That's a great damn point.
Yeah.
It's hurting.
That's a great damn point.
Yeah,
yep, that's a great damn point. He's trying.
Yeah. He got to play defense, and then he'd be like, "Damn, man,
should look like it hurt."
You know what I'm saying?
He like it hurt when he played defense.
Like, damn, but this is how it feels when you play hard.
Like, yes, Joe. This is what everybody else does.
But
nobody scores 60 points a game. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, all jokes aside, if you look at this, Chris Paul, and he's been hurt so much. Yeah. To the fact that we don't realize how good he actually is in the postseason. Yeah. As far as numbers, he has one of the highest plus minuses in NBA history. But he just can't stay on the damn floor.
They needed a point guard when that lead was crumbling. Yeah. They needed a point guard to kind of put them back together.
Because right now, really right now, it's going. I mean, Houston. It's like a bunch of rookies out there.
Oh yeah,
there's a bunch of rookies playing against that team.
Because I feel so bad for Chris Paul.
And as good as Eric Gordon is. Oh, yeah. He's got to take a step back.
I got to talk to y'all about Eric Gordon. I'll talk to you about it during halftime. Yeah. But Eric Gordon, he can hoop, man. But
he got to take a step back, man.
Eric Gordon, it's never going to be consistent.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that for sure. But, with Chris Paul just being so haunted, man, with injuries, man. So, at the same damn time, injuries. And even if he plays tomorrow, he won't be 100%. I think he'll be at the max, 55, 60%?
James Harden got to score. He got to take 40 shots tomorrow. He got to score 50. He has to score 50 for us tomorrow. To at least have a shot.
If Chris Paul doesn't play, I'm not mad at James Harden shooting 40 times.
He gonna have to.
Because I want him to shoot instead of Eric Gordon shooting 40. My good.
Eric Gordon
was just throwing it.
He was putting it up.
Shout out to Gerald Green though, right?
Gerald Green? Nah, not really.
Gerald Green hooping.
Nah, not really.
Gerald Green hooping.
Oh, we shouting out Gerald
Green. Right.
Gerald Green hooping.
He's solid.
Okay.
Shout out to Patrick McCall playing in his first game.
Yeah, shout out to
I didn't know Iggy meant that much to this team either.
Yeah. I hope he don't play
the finals MVP.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope he don't play next series.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, don't worry. Whoever they play next round, they smoking them 4-5. 4-1 or 4-0.
Hey, the NBA. Hey, we thought that NBA switched it up.
NBA can switch it up. All right. Well, speaking of the NBA switching up stuff, 8 members of the Milwaukee Police Department have been disciplined in connection with the arrest of the NBA player Sterling Brown of the Milwaukee Bucks, who in January was subdued with a stun gun over a parking violation. The department announced on Friday the 3 officers will receive unpaid suspensions. Okay, those officers and 5 others will receive a policy review, instruction, and remedial training in professional communications. All right. The most substantial punishment is a 15-day suspension. Went to the police sergeant who has served more than 11 years. Another sergeant got 12 years of service, got a 10-day suspension, and another officer with 2.5 years received a 2-day suspension. I've got 2 questions. Have you seen the video?
Yeah, man.
And is this just like a slap on the wrist right now? Like to y'all, is this good enough?
They had time to get their facts. I mean, they had time to figure it out.
Yeah, not even about that. When you look at that video, you don't see anything but black and white. It ain't no shades of gray in there.
No,
you know what
no.
they're doing.
He didn't
do
post a thread.
No,
he
man.
just asked her like, dude, like, okay. He just kept saying, well, just write my ticket, let me go.
Dude, the funny thing is, and it's a great point that has been used with this video. You know how much this happens every day, and if the person's not an NBA player, it's not released.
Not to go too far with this.
Right.
Like, I've been there.
Right.
Like, I've been pulled out the car for no apparent reason.
Right.
More than once. I've been slammed on the ground. I've been thrown in the back of a police car for no reason. I know it. I know how this goes.
Right.
There's nothing you can say to get out of this situation other than I just want to make it home.
Yeah.
And that's all
You
you
can't
do.
say nothing.
Dude,
You know what I mean?
Dude, the first thing, he set the tone. The cop says, I do what I want.
Yeah.
All right? I own this right here.
Yeah. Once you come at me like that, I know I just got to pray to make it home.
Dude, that's 1,000 miles from protecting service.
Yeah.
That's 1,000 miles. You can, it's just one of those things, man. It was 6 against 1. Dude, why would you tase somebody?
Thank God for cameras, man.
And the thing about he know he has that camera on.
Yeah, he said it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They ain't got to hide it no more. And let me get started on that shit. For
Yeah.
real.
But the thing I think that's cool about it is you can tell the way Jalen handled this. He
Right.
went to his team. He went to his owner. Like,
Right.
hey man, this happened.
Right.
And they kept it cool. They watched the tape. He had the money behind him.
Oh, yeah, no, for
You
sure.
know what I mean? Like he didn't jump out, pop off, and make it a bigger deal before he had his all facts straight and what he had to do. So
Is this cop? Is he unemployed?
No. He just went through all of the damn charges.
Why is he not unemployed?
Yeah. I mean, as
That's what I'm
bad.
saying.
But the good thing about it, as badly as Brown's treated by the police, he was lucky compared to some people.
Right.
Unarmed black men have been killed. So
That's what you just want to make it home, man.
yeah, man. That's woo. Let's move on to some good news.
Yeah.
The National Football League draft is coming to Nashville in 2019,
All right.
bringing the fruition to which the city's top tourism executive called the biggest media event ever to be recruited here in Nashville. Now, NFL owners approved that the host city will have right around 20,000 tourists and a combined 45.4 million television and online viewers across the network for the 3-day event, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Cleveland, Canton, Las Vegas, Kansas City, and Denver were the other contenders. Are you guys excited about the draft being here in Nashville?
Hey, go ahead, Jim.
I'm excited about it. I mean, the park is trash, but
No. Are you going down there is the question.
we got to, right?
Oh, yeah,
We got
no, for
we
sure.
got to be credentials on. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Uber black, baby. Gotta be Uber black, though. You hear me?
You gotta be Uber black on to the draft, though.
Yeah, Uber black.
Yeah, nah, and that will take place on the 25th through the 27th.
Yeah.
And you got to look at the city. It's growing so crazy. You got an MLS team. The Predators almost made it to the finals 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
The city's growing, man. It's the best thing happening in the city right now, sports related. So
I mean, Titans, they're picking the Titans to have a decent year.
yeah.
just watch.
Weezy, how you feel about that?
Just watch.
What you got? 10-6?
10-6 is solid.
11-5.
Ooh,
11-5 is
I
great.
want some of that action. Give me that 11-5 action. Woo!
Let's see who we got.
Give me that 11-5 action.
They got an NFC East.
Man.
Yeah,
All right, 11-5. Bet. And in Philadelphia, the 2017 draft attracted 56.1 million in direct visitor spending money and about 250,000 fans. So visitor numbers for the most recent draft in I think it was in Irving, Texas, held last month are still being tabulated. So big deal for the city.
So if that's what we have it at,
It'll probably be down there where they watch
Broadway.
it. Yeah.
Also be outside.
Outdoors.
Outside.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, we gotta get down there.
Yeah, most definitely.
Let's take it back to the NBA one more time. Talk about Karl Anthony Towns' future in Minnesota. It has been the subject of much speculation in recent weeks after reports suggested that his relationship with Coach Thibodeau has been going down, I should say. Led to ESPN writer Brian Windhorst has turned this into a career.
No, for
Like,
sure.
for real.
Following LeBron James since he was 17 years old. Dude, and he cold though. Windhorst was cold. My bad, go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. Every time I see his name, like, dude, he really turned this into a career.
Yeah.
Anyway, he reported that teams have begun tentatively asking, is Towns available? And it led to Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN to say, pump your brakes. Minnesota will probably part with Thibodeau or management before trading Cat. And then you add on what's going on with Andrew Wiggins, feeling like he's not getting enough shots. He's also rumored to be on the trading block.
Yeah.
and the first round playoff exit. How did this turn into this big of a cluster this fast?
Bring Tibbs, man. Tibbs ruined some of the greatest. We had Joakim Noah, Booz, D Rose, Nate Robinson, Taj Gibson. And it was in a situation, if D Rose doesn't blow out his knee, we're contending for titles with that team. He ran that team into the ground, and that's exactly what he'll do with this team.
Yeah,
Tibbs
he coaches like he's a high school coach.
He coaches like a high school coach.
Like he conditioning and shit, you know?
Yeah, nah, for sure. And the crazy thing is, Karl Anthony Towns can sign his 5-year extension this summer.
Yep.
And that, would be more beneficial for him long term. But if it's going like this, I don't blame him, man. Get out of here. Go play with D Book.
All right, let me tell you something.
My boy needed.
You're only good as your best player.
Oh, no, for sure.
You're only good as your best player.
It makes me kind of think, did he run D Rose into the ground?
You know he did.
Well, you say you're only good as your best player, but then we give Brad Stevenson all the credit. His best two players.
It's always exception to the rule. It's always.
No, I agree with that. I'm
X's and O's. I don't think X's and O's is a better coach in the NBA than Brad Stevens. X's and O's.
Pop.
Well, I'm talking about Pop.
Brad Stevens called.
Pop is. Yeah.
Brad Stevens is dope.
Pop.
He's the Lane Kiffin of NBA. Call.
Play call. Come on.
Hey, anybody call him play better than Lane Kiffin?
But don't put Brad Stevens and Lane Kiffin in this.
Hey, anybody call him play better than Lane Kiffin?
Lane Kiffin will never, ever compete for a national championship. Ever.
Quit saying that.
Ever. Whatever you want to bet. I need some of that. 5-year max.
Gotta cap that.
5 years. 5 years.
Gotta cap that.
5 years.
If he gets another, but 5 years after he leaves.
Yeah, for sure. I know he's not going to compete in Florida Atlantic.
But after he leaves there.
Yeah, hell yeah. He'll get another job. He deserves another job. He'll fall on his face. For sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, back to Minnesota.
Come on back.
So what do they do?
Man, they just got to push through this one. They got to push through it.
So you offer
Try one more year.
Offer him
I'll get rid of Wiggins first.
Somebody take him.
Yeah, because Wiggins don't want it.
I trade Wiggins for Jabari right now. That's a good trade.
Hell no.
It still don't work.
Jabari got to show me something. Hell, I'm not touching
That's a good trade. If I'm doing it, I'm doing it. And a pick.
I don't think it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
I think it keeps Minnesota in the same spot though.
Yeah, what I'm saying is you get a person that's not demanding more shots. He demand more shots and can't make them.
Jabari's going to demand more shots eventually. Once he gets healthy, he's going to.
He'll be fine with that though. He'll be fine there in Minnesota. It kind of fits his personality. Okay. It's a good city.
I'm trading Kevin Love for Andrew Wiggins right now.
Again, same trade, man.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Right now.
He can't help LeBron.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah. Andrew Wiggins, I'm telling you, he's trash.
Because every big man LeBron gets, he turns him into a shooter.
He's not trash.
He's not a big man.
I know, but he can shoot.
He can't shoot.
Yes, he
I don't think
can.
you watch a lot of Wiggins.
Yeah. Wiggins can't shoot.
Yeah, edit this.
Let's move on to Jose Calderon, man. Last week, if you were to search Jose Calderon net worth on Google, the results would leave you stunned.
Oh, wow.
It would appear that the Cleveland Cavaliers' backup point guard is a billionaire with a net worth of $2.2 billion. After all, it's on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a Google glitch sim that presented basically the billionaire Cavs guard as the same person. The person that they were looking for was Jose Francisco Calderon Rojas. Now,
okay.
He has the real-time net worth of 2.2 inherited from his father, the co-founder of FEMSA. Is this true, or is this Jose Calderon shoveling money and he's really a billionaire?
Nah, man. He ain't hide a big.
Can't hide a big.
Can't hide a big.
The rumors that feverish pitches, they went out and he paid for dinner the whole week when they were in Boston.
Uh-huh.
The team had, they was like, hey, man, you hiding $1 billion. Come on, you got to pay for everybody dinner. Yeah, no, for sure. And they were saying that, how are you a billionaire hooping as a side hobby?
That's dope.
Jose Calderon looks like he could have $2.2 billion
it just
up under a mattress somewhere.
Wow.
You got a bag in the house.
Yeah.
You know, but go ahead.
36-year-old journeyman, $2.2 billion. This would be a good. We might need to write a story about that movie.
It could be a nice little plot.
Yeah, for sure.
That's his side. His dream was always to play in the NBA.
See it.
Yeah.
There y'all go.
Let's move on to Jay's guy.
That's my guy.
Heisman Trophy winner, Johnny Manziel.
Anybody let me know, man, I need this jersey.
He gonna play in the league again, I promise you. He gonna play
Did I
again.
say that?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
You been saying for about 4
I said that
years now.
again. I didn't say that.
He signed a 2-year contract with the Hamilton Tiger Cats
Who's that?
Yeah.
of the Canadian Football League on this past Saturday.
Yeah.
He's looking to salvage what career he has left. He did have a 2-year stint with the Cleveland Browns. Manziel is only 25 though.
Yeah,
in mind.
most
He's only 25.
Yeah.
And he's expected to be a backup for this whole season.
Yeah. He's backing up Jeremiah Masoli. Yeah, you remember him from Oregon?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions last year.
Okay.
3,700 yards.
Okay.
He had a solid season.
CFL's different.
He's a runner too. He's mobile.
CFL is different.
Yeah.
Wider field.
12 on 12.
12 men out there.
Yeah.
I think Johnny will get in there as a starter by the end of the year, though.
But this is the problem. He'll get in there and be a starter, and then run a crazy offense where he'll rush for 1,000 yards. And he'll be stuck over there.
Got June Jones as the coach.
He said but he's mentioned that he doesn't. He's there for 2 years. He knows he's there for 2 years. He doesn't mind.
Yeah.
He has an incentive field contract. You know what I mean? So, I hope it works out for him.
Me too, man. I really do. I need that jersey though. Holler at me, my Canadian listeners. I need that.
He can definitely, rejuvenate that league and make it something you watch. I mean, without you watching football, we got coming up.
Or he could go play for Jim Jones' team.
Hey, at least turn around.
Yeah, sure. It's on the green.
Yeah,
sure.
He's like, what y'all talking about?
Right.
Jim Jones got his football.
Oh man.
Before we get started with halftime, let's talk about Patrick Beverly's mom, man. Now, the last time we talked about an NBA mom, it was Mama Bosch.
Yeah.
Selling drugs. The story's a
Young
lot
free.
better.
Young free.
Free to Bosch. The story's a lot better. Patrick Beverly's mom, Lisa, had herself her day on The Price is Right wearing an NBA mom shirt. She had a total value of $41,000 in cash,
Nice.
a trip to Madagascar, and 2 cars.
Dang.
She won 2 cars.
Two cars in the first
Dude, listen. I wish my mom going Price is Right for sure. We need all of that. Is this cool? It's big deal, little deal, no deal. His mom cashing out.
That's got to go to charity. It's like, it has to go to charity. Oh,
Nah, it's Pat
she
Bell.
can keep the trip to Madagascar for them cars.
Nah, it's just Pat Bell. This is Pat Bell.
Pat Bell, he ain't made.
Yeah.
He ain't made Jose Calderon.
That's what I'm saying. So why is it going to go to charity? I said it was Steph's mom.
He would have made the 10.
Yeah.
Pat Bell made a 10.
Now he made a dub.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So moms can't be.
Moms can't be out here cashing out on.
No.
She probably need to get that away.
Nah, hell
She can keep the trip.
She got to get rid of those cars.
Why?
Who needs the cars?
She
That
she
probably
won the
one's
cars.
probably a Kia Sophia.
Tough.
The other one
maybe
was
a
Definitely a Ford
Prius.
Edge. Definitely a Ford Edge.
It's definitely a Prius.
Definitely a Prius.
Oh,
Listen, you ain't watched Price Right in a minute.
Nah, I don't watch that shit.
Damn.
But it's been a while.
I see.
That's
right. Shit. But yeah, no reason, but that's cool, man. She won that. And Patrick Beverly's mom looks good. Good looking lady. She looks good.
Yeah.
Looks good. We probably need to get started with halftime.
Yeah, Pat Bell got,
Yeah,
he wants the smoke.
That's true. That's true. My bad, Pat. Let's go.
We're at the midway point. Enjoy all of the halftime festivities.
Halftime. We have another installment of Coach Brown's 2-minute drill. Coach Brown's a former TSU tight end and the current defensive coordinator for Hillsborough High School in Nashville, Tennessee. Shout out to the Burrows. Coach Brown will give an insight on hot topics from a former player and a current coach's perspective. Let's see what Coach Brown has to say this week.
Good evening. I am Coach Brown, and welcome to Coach Brown's 2-minute drill. We're going to jump right into it. Nashville's getting the NFL draft next year. This is a huge event for the city. Now, my question to FSP, when are we going to get a basketball team? When are the Grizzlies just going to say, hey, look, man, we're done with Memphis. We got to go to where it's popping. And Nashville is where it is popping right now. How long do you think before the Grizz are moved to Nashville? All right, moving on to NFL. We have to talk about this narrative. The NFL is forcing their players to pretty much either stand for the national anthem or stay in the locker room. My issue is they are still using the false narrative that people who don't stand for the national anthem don't have patriotism, don't believe in America, things of that nature. And that's not even why the peaceful protest was started. It's about peaceful protests. And I don't understand what the NFL has going on right now. I'm not liking it at all. We're going to move on to the bum of the week. The bum of the week's the NFL, man. Just for their decision to force individuals to stand for the national anthem. We all know that this country was built off the blood, sweat, and tears of people indigenous to the continent of Africa. So we know that this country has been built off of lies. It's been built off of murder, rape, hate. We know this, but they don't want us to relish in this or understand it or let other people know. So the NFL, the commissioner, the GMs, the owners, man, you guys are the bums of the week. Hey, I am the coach, Coach Brown. It is Rue, and I'm gone.
And that is another installment of Coach Brown's 2-minute drill. First thing to talk about the NFL draft in Nashville, Tennessee. When we get an NBA team, fellas?
I remember when that.
February 42nd.
I remember when that was going on, right?
Yeah.
Like, around the same time when the Grizzlies were coming, we was trying to get them. And then,
Yeah.
like with the Predators too, right? There was talks for somebody. I forgot.
We
who
got
it
that
was.
MLS team.
Yeah.
I think it's time now. We're behind maybe Seattle, Vegas,
We're behind a
Mexico.
lot.
Yeah.
We're behind a lot.
Vancouver maybe. But, you know, the way that the city is growing, you can't have it.
We need it. That is the icing on the cake.
Yeah, nah, for sure. We're down dead ass maybe like 4 cities, though.
Tough. Because Seattle got to get one.
Seattle's they'll get one within, I say, a year and a half, 2 years.
It's got to be 2 teams, though.
Expansion. Yeah, I think it'll be Vegas and maybe
Vegas, Seattle.
I think
Vegas and Seattle.
Well-
It'll be Vegas and Seattle.
Well, Vegas just got a hockey team and they got a football team.
Yeah,
So,
That's what I'm saying.
It's
Vegas.
It's
though.
Vegas.
And that stadium they building is
Crazy. Yeah. That only makes sense.
Yeah.
Coach Brown also talked about some NFL anthem stuff, which is a great segue to what we're about to talk about in a second. Have you guys ready to go?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
The second half is underway.
Second half, NFL anthem debate time.
Hey.
New policy. Before we get started, I am Jay Host.
Weezy, what's cracking?
All right, man. Let's get to it, man. Now I know they tell us to stick to sports.
This is sports.
This is sports, and you know we don't have these. I guess Jeff will be doing these maybe once every year.
Yeah, you know.
It's time for sure. NFL owners have approved a policy that can end player protests during the national anthem. Will it work, Jeff? Are owners truly united in their effort, and is it more complicated than it needed to be? For sure. FSP, that's what we're here for, man. Take a closer look at lingering questions related to the NFL's new anthem policy. Now, the president weighed in on Thursday, saying the NFL players who do not stand for the national anthem maybe, and I quote, shouldn't be in the country. So, let's just start with some questions.
In the country?
Shouldn't be in the country.
Come on.
The first question
Get
is,
around his base, man.
what is the new policy? Now, the new policy is stated as this, and I quote, any team, personnel including players, must, and I quote, stand and show respect for the flag and the anthem, end quote. If they're on the field at that time, according to the policy statement, it replaces a previous policy that said players should stand, but did not make it required.
My question is,
Okay.
why didn't they get the players union when they made the decision?
Yeah, that's one of the questions we'll talk about a little later with you. But now, when the NFL players were kneeling, they were kneeling to protest.
Protest.
Yeah,
brutality.
That's it. And
Social
racial
injustice.
inequality
Yeah.
for black and brown people, for sure. The same kind of brutality and inequality like we saw in Sterling Brown, that we talked about in the first half. Were the players disrespecting the flag or the military in their protest?
I can't tell someone how they should respond, but to me, no.
I don't think so.
Yeah, to me.
I don't think it's disrespect.
Yeah. But I think, of course, people, including the president of the United States, decided to make it about that.
Right.
And I think the NFL is definitely following suit.
It's easier to bring attention to that and to say someone's disrespecting the flag than to say, oh yeah, we do have a problem with social injustice. We do have a problem with police brutality. That's a lot easier to address than the real problem and the real reason why people are protesting. So,
Sure. I don't think the NFL cares about the anthem. I don't think they care about the players for sure.
Yeah.
NFL, they care about the money. And the bottom line is viewership was down.
Yeah.
That President Trump cohorts, they were turning their back on the NFL, so they had to do something about it, and they used the anthem as a scapegoat.
Yeah. So, I got a question.
Okay.
Just real quick. So, to you guys, what does on the field at that time mean?
See, that's where it gets tricky.
Because I get it, you can, what did it say?
Go in the locker
You
room.
can stay in the locker room.
Right.
Or does the tunnel consist of not being on the field? Because you're still seeing it, but you're not, on the field and you're not cutting to you with a camera, trying to get you crying or get you, with your game face on. All the things they do to try to build anticipation for the game.
And they said there won't be any discipline for people that do so. So
that's an scapegoat.
That is the scapegoat, for sure.
If we stay in the locker room, you can't see us not protesting.
So it's still pushing you in the back, for sure.
But see, the thing about that is, if you are staying in, you think they won't call attention to that, though? Right. You think somebody won't say, well, wait a minute, where was my quarterback? My backup quarterback wasn't out there. What was he at?
The quarterback going to be out there. That's the problem.
The backup
People are going to pay attention to who's not out there. I'm telling you, they don't miss it. And it's just so many with the social media climate, how it is.
Right.
They're going to be people.
Because I know I'm going to be watching to see who doesn't come out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just to,
The only way this is going to matter is if the whole team don't come out.
Right.
Or at least a bunch of them.
Right.
A bunch of them don't have to come out. Or this is going to look funny.
Yeah. With this being said, fellas, do NFL players have First Amendment rights on the football field?
That's a tough question. Because I want to go all the way back to when Cap started this.
Right.
This was blown up by the media because he was sitting on the bench and no one knew what was going on. Nobody knew why he was doing it. Nothing. So again, I think the NFL. I know the question is about the First Amendment rights, but I think they've blown this out of proportion, and they are attacking people's First Amendment rights by doing it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
You know what I mean?
The answer is no.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because Marshawn Lynch been doing it.
Yeah. I mean, in some type of way.
He's been doing it.
Yeah, for sure. But NFL teams are private companies, making the First Amendment mostly a moot point, basically. They don't really care. The players can be subject to discipline or termination as employees if they don't follow league rules.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the crazy thing about that is, okay, this is a rule in the NBA. Mm-hmm. At the same time, they allow their players to express themselves freely, whichever way they want to do it.
And there's a trust factor.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, of course, Adam Silver, he's the commissioner, and what he say goes. We get that.
Yeah.
But he also listens to what the temperature of his players understands. Right. Okay, some of this. Let me let these T-shirts fly today.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. No, for sure.
He know what his
let me let these T-shirts fly today. I don't want to cause too much of a stir because I need you guys to show up to work.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, sure.
He know them boys won't play.
Oh man, it'll be something. You go out and you have Donald Sterling who's found to be a racist, quote unquote.
Yeah, them boys won't play.
You go and let them, put all their shooting shirts in the middle. Just protesting. All protests aren't meant to be liked because they're protesting for a reason.
And meant to make you uncomfortable.
For sure.
If you're on the other side of it, you should be uncomfortable if you're on the other side of it.
But back to that First Amendment, right? Private employees can fire employees for their speech without having to worry about the First Amendment in private employees. So it can just get tricky.
Yeah. So another question is, are there any other statutes or laws that the league could violate with this new rule? You guys think about that?
Yeah, I mean, with the Players Association, like Weezy mentioned earlier, them not they didn't even ask or speak with the union, the Players Association at all.
Right. They didn't speak with Goodell. They asked Goodell to leave the room. When they voted on it, the owners asked Goodell to leave the room to vote for it.
I think that's all I'm saying, man.
What do you think?
Why would they ask him to leave the room? Because it makes it look better to the public, or that he didn't have a decision on it. You don't think behind closed doors they already said that he already knew what was going to happen?
I think his stance is clear.
Yeah.
He hates what's going on, but he's backed into a corner. Like he's backed into a corner because he knows there was nothing written to stop this, but it looks bad what they're doing to the people who pay him. Yeah. It looks bad to them because that flag means a lot to a lot of people that are rich and powerful, or what's viewed as disrespect towards it. So that's where he's at an odd. So that's why I think it's why they asked him to leave the room to kind of save his face a little bit.
With Goodell, but it's all going to come back on him because at the end of the day, he is the judge and the jury. Right. Yeah, no, for sure. Now, are there any constitutional protections against employers' ability to coerce political speech from their employees?
So, like going to pledge allegiance, things like that?
Yeah, for sure. It's to answer the question, not really.
No.
Nothing.
Your employer can't make you do that.
Yeah.
They have to even they have to go by what you believe in. Like even with, like if you have different religious beliefs, they have to give you ample time to pray throughout the day and things like that. So they can't force you to do that.
Nah, for sure. I just don't think that people want to see a large, powerful entity, whether it be Facebook or anyone else, telling us what to think and what to say and how to say it.
Right.
For sure. So, but the Constitution is a protection against government power, but private entities, for sure. Yeah. But for private entities like the country, it's a work in progress. Right. And to say that somebody, when you walk into a job, now granted, say all of our jobs, right? And they start playing the national anthem. If we start kneeling, could it go another way at work?
Yep.
Hell yeah, it could go another way at work.
Well, something that wasn't a problem before,
right?
That hour and 5-minute lunch you were taking on Wednesday,
right?
All of a sudden turned into a write-up.
Hell yeah.
Did y'all know this on sports radio here in Nashville? I'm not gonna mention the station because they don't pay us for that.
For sure.
But have you noticed they play the national anthem at 10 o'clock every day?
I had no clue about that.
I don't know where that comes from at all, but there's
yeah.
After a radio show ends at the top of the hour at 10 o'clock, they play the national anthem every day, and it's like I'm not saying nothing's wrong with the national anthem, but it's just weird to hear that for I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, every day, 10 o'clock, Monday through Friday, top of the hour. That's weird, man. Yeah. So, another question. Does that mean any player that's in the locker room, we kind of talked about this a little bit, right? Yeah. Any player that stays in the locker room is automatically assumed they're protesting that?
I think it's where it gets complicated because you can go in for last-second treatment, emergency bathroom breaks. So, for sure. It might have to clarify why there were, or if they're on the field or not.
It's going to create some uncomfortable press conferences after
that.
Because some reporter's going to ask, you had a great game, but you didn't come out for the anthem. What were you doing?
Yeah.
Mind my damn business, dog. You know what I'm saying?
And if you can go in and you can use last-second treatment or emergency bathroom break,
absolutely.
Yeah, you should use that. Now, how will the NFL define showing respect for players who are on the field for the anthem?
See, and I read. Go ahead, Weezy.
No, you got it. Go ahead.
And I forget the owner's name. I slipped my mind. But
from the Jets.
Yeah, not from the Jets. But he mentioned that because he saw players raising a fist during the anthem, he views that as disrespect.
Yeah.
Now that's the thing right there. Because it's like, I'm out here.
Yeah.
I'm standing here. I'm not talking.
Now I can't raise my hand.
Now I can't even raise my hand. I can't even do the Weezy how Weezy is every show every week. Right. I can't even do that now.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
It's a reasonable point though. But if the point of protest is to draw attention, the protest itself, it can't be subtle.
But not to cut you off, but showing respect is such a vague terminology. Like you really got to drill that down and say, so what do you mean? What can we and cannot do?
Right.
Because if I'm just standing here, what if I accidentally sneeze?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is that showing disrespect? Or if I'm, talking to myself, or what am I doing? Like, there's different things you can say or different things you can do to some people.
Right.
Can be deemed as disrespect.
Yeah, it's just going to be difficult to imagine a scenario in which players proceed to have basically protested when in fact he didn't do that. So in turn, how do you say, if a person is, putting a turban over their eyes, is that a protest? Right. You can't necessarily, there's not a quantitative measure of an actual protest.
Right. They just want them to be soldiers, man. Stand there and be robots.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what they want.
If you look at it, I think it's, since you brought that up, I think it's just plantation mentality. You look at it and you say, all right, do as you're told, do as you say, or else. I mean, if you look at, from the beginning of time, African Americans weren't able to drink water in the same place as
as white people.
As white people, for sure. And, or, it was people, I saw Chris Rock talking about this. This is in the 60s, Jeff.
Yeah,
early 70s.
That's long ago.
It's a situation where his mom couldn't go to the same dentist as a regular dentist.
My grandparents couldn't sit in the same part of the movie theater.
Dude, she would have to. Chris Rock's mom had to get her teeth pulled by a person, and it had to be on the low. Yeah, they had to do it by a vet. Had to pull his mom's teeth. A veterinarian who deals with dogs. So in turn, it's the same mentality. Same 60. As was that 55, 60 years ago. It's the same situation. And I remember on Higher Learning, Do you remember when Ice Cube asked what was his name?
Randy?
Nah. Ice Cube asked Darnell Jefferson from the program,
Yeah.
but Omar Epps.
Omar
He asked
Epps.
Omar Epps. So you mean to tell me if you don't run at a specific speed, or they can take your scholarship away here? He was like, yeah.
You know what he said?
He said, "Run, nigga, run." So in turn, you look at this and you say, okay, you got to take Saquon Barkley, best player in the draft. He ain't made his money yet.
Right.
He ain't made his bread yet.
Right.
So he says, oh, okay. Well, what if he feels strongly? Say if his brother was Sterling Brown.
Right.
You got almost killed. He could have died in the tank. Could have went left, right?
Yeah.
He want to protest that.
He ain't good enough yet. He ain't proven it.
Yeah, he made any money to take care of his family. Like Eric Reed is still not in the NFL right now because he protested. He ain't made enough money to take care of his family.
Eric Reed should be in the league right now.
Yeah.
So, speaking of players, what is the NFLPA say?
Not enough.
Yeah.
They are probably the weakest
Not
players
enough.
association.
It's the worst players association
out of all
I've ever
It's a gimmick. It's just got to be there. It's like HR. When you're going to get fired, you're going to get fired anyway. It's a gimmick.
seen. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I respect that.
And Damari Smith came out and said, the claim seems to ignore the players, and it's not taking into account anything that the players have to say. And you work closely, owners work closely with players to get what I think was $89 million,
Right.
as far as a social justice platform. And then that next summer you come out and this happens.
You know who runs the NFLPA? You know who can stop all this shit? Tom Brady got to protest.
I've been
Matthew
saying
Stafford
that
got to
from the beginning.
protest.
But he's not going to
Big Ben Roethlisberger got to protest.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers had to protest.
Aaron
Not-
Rodgers might. But the
Not
other
just
guys-
Odell Beckham. Not just Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
Not just what's your boy?
Julio Jones.
Not just those.
Antonio Brown.
No.
That don't matter.
Nah.
It
not
will-
just Cam Newton.
Yeah. It's the only people, I've been saying asking for Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees. Drew Brees spent $200,000 on diamonds. He with the culture. You know what I'm saying? Step up. You feel, what's to stop a player from protesting on the field? What could be something that could stop?
I think it's going to be like how they did Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
So, Mark Cuban in the NBA, when he first started criticizing the refs, it was like a slap on the wrist.
Right.
Then the fines just started increasing. Like, you find somebody like Mark Cuban, $5,000 to $10,000, he
Right.
probably had that in his pocket just walking around with.
Right.
But then they started increasing it, and
Right.
it was 6-figure paydays just
Yeah.
for criticizing the ref. He had to chill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think they're gonna hit hard in the pocket off the whip.
Some of the owners wanted to avoid a direct threat of discipline for protesting. In the end, they can only find the team, not the actual player themselves.
Mhm.
So, in turn, it's up to the individual team to develop a policy for disciplined players who protest during the actual anthem.
All they got to do is sign Cap. That's all they got
I
to do.
think that'll never happen.
It
Now
won't.
with this collusion case.
Nah,
Hell no.
it's
It'll
the
never
wrong.
happen.
All
Eric
they
Reed will
gotta
never
do
play in the NFL again.
If they would have signed Cap, none of this shit would be happening right now. None of it.
Yeah.
You got a point.
All they got to do is sign Cap.
I don't think they're
I
gonna
don't think it would went away if we had Cap.
I think so.
Yeah, hell no.
That's what they fighting for.
According to the CBA, the maximum punishment for a violation is 1 week salary or 4 week paid or 4 week unpaid suspension. So it just fall under what conduct detrimental to the team.
Right.
That's correct.
So speaking of that, how much could the league find the team though?
That's important.
Yeah.
That's important to the detail because a sympathetic owner could pay the league and then decline to discipline the player
Right.
to appease the actual team.
Because at the end of the day, this could be a chess move.
Yeah.
You might not necessarily agree with flag protesting,
Yeah.
but you want players to want to come to your organization.
And you want to make sure that the
And the players you
53
got
players that you have in that
want
locker
to
room
play for your
want to play for
organization.
your organization in turn, you better tread lightly.
You
So
know what I mean?
that goes with my next question. Is there anything really an owner who would endorse or protest during the anthem? Would it kind of despite these efforts that we're trying to do?
I don't know about that.
Is so basically, is there an owner out there who would step up
and say with it?
Yeah, I mean, the Jets owner, Christopher Johnson,
Yeah.
came out and said some things.
Well, he didn't necessarily say he was with it. He just
Right.
said he wants his players to speak freely.
Right.
He said he paid the fine.
Yeah, he said, but he didn't say he necessarily say he agreed with it. Though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's really what it boils down to.
Until they threaten him to take his team away from him, then he'll shut up.
Yeah. Or they'll find a way. If you get too behind the players, they'll find a way. Just like they did Jerry Richardson, it made him sell the team, the Panthers team. They said that they dug up some 70-year-old sexual harassment cases.
The NFL is bigger than anything in the NFL. They're bigger than the owners. They're bigger than the players. So you know what I'm saying. So like the owners have no say so. If their
owners got all the say so.
What I'm trying to tell you is, if their owner pays for every fine, right? You think somebody behind closed doors will say to their owner to take his team away?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's what we just saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if they're trying to take his team away, so what word does he have to say? What's he got to stand on?
I think what you're trying to say, like, the NFL, nothing's bigger than the shield.
Oh yeah, no,
you know what I mean? So yeah. So I agree with you saying. So they that shield to them means more than anything.
Yeah.
So I do agree. Somebody may, if you too much with the players, you're right. Somebody
for sure. They'll find a way. Jerry Richardson, you get you out of there. Yeah. And my owner, Jim York, came out and said that he would be who basically said that he didn't even vote. He didn't want anything to do with it. Yeah. He didn't provide any details, of course, because he wants to keep his team, like Weezy said. But he did want to focus on pursuing ways to kind of make everything better. And the only thing I would think to make better with this is not doing stupid shit like saying that you must stand for an anthem and you'll be ostracized if you don't. There's no way of fixing that.
So we're on the owners, right?
Okay.
So and we kind of touched on this, but this is kind of true. Why do we think the owners were so divided?
It's just like the country is divided. Everybody comes from different backgrounds, political tilts.
Right.
From Jerry Jones all the way to Jeb York. Some people, come from situations where they were born into money. Mm-hmm. Some people were born into a situation where they got that money themselves and have a different, view of things. Like even the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, escapes my name. His name escapes my mind right now. But he comes out and says that he wants to move the team to London. Yeah. And so in turn, because he's he sees the potential as far as money there. Yeah. These people care about money. This is the only thing they're worried about is money.
Yeah, these teams are just assets to them.
Yeah.
These are toys. Like these are like new sports cars. Like these are toys. I own an NFL team. On top of every other dollar I made, I also own this team. So I get it.
Dude, Jerry Jones was genuinely against players protesting the anthem for sure. You're fearing for your business. Like what you said, Jeff, it's a Ferrari in your portfolio of things. That's for sure. So, are owners really concerned about patriotism, or are they just going to go out and say that they're appearing to do so?
I think it's the appearance.
Yeah.
The patriotism is one thing. Like it sounds good. Yeah. But if you really step back and listen to the reason why these people were doing protesting the way they were, your patriotism will be like, wow, well, you got a point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That will override all of that. So it's not that, it's the appearance. It's the threat of the president tweeting you and causing your business to lose stock points. Yeah. It's the threat of the president saying something about the league and the league losing viewership because his supporters live and die by his every tweet and every character of his tweets. So they don't want to be on the bad side of that.
Yeah, for sure. All the owners prefer that the players stand during the anthem. I could see that. Yeah. But their efforts to address it really didn't start until you mentioned, like what you were saying, Donald Trump, as he began to criticize things last fall. So to complete the circle, you go and put a situation and you make a new quote-unquote policy for everybody to stand.
And this even goes down to the local level as well. Like this is going to be a talking point on our senator election. In Tennessee. Like she's running the young lady Blackburn.
Okay.
She's running commercials during the news saying that she supports Donald Trump. She supports. She did not support her players of the Titans protesting the anthem or raising the fist. Mm-hmm. She's sold her season tickets because of that. Like you know what I mean. So this is going to every level possible. You know what I mean? So and it's not going to go. The thing about it, we'll talk about that. We'll go ahead and move into that. Like what's next?
Yeah.
Like this was going away.
Oh yeah.
Like, the protest, the anthem protest. I mean, by the time week 17 rolled around, I believe it was one person still doing it.
Yeah.
In the league. So no one needed the playoffs.
Yeah,
right?
No, for sure.
You know what I mean?
There's something that just came out as saying that several star NFL players have told members of the media that they are considering setting out the season until the ban of Eric Reid and Colin Kaepernick is removed, and both
That's
men
what's
are given spots on the
gotta
roster.
happen though.
Because
Gotta happen. That's the only chance they got.
and they said that they're looking at a specific percentage, and that number is 25% of the actual players to set out with them. So 25% of the league, that would be enough to get some things going.
Yeah.
But to get Colin Kaepernick a job, no, you're not going to get Cap a job. You're not going. That's not going to happen. But what you can get,
They can get him a job, Jay.
I don't think so.
They can.
I don't think so.
If they all come together, I'm telling you, a group of people is powerful, man. If they all come together,
Yeah, 25%.
If they do, if they come 25% of good players, it has to be
Star players.
Yeah.
He said star players.
Star players.
Yeah.
So they won't. If Tom Brady doesn't come out, he don't play.
Yeah.
He can show them.
Yeah. I mean, the league got to be prepared to this, to deal with owners who apply this or pressure on the players to take the field. It would be a violation of the rule, but a difficult thing for owners in the NFL to basically say, hey, you can't do that. It's going to be tough.
That, and one more thing has to change, I just thought about, is the people that own these networks. If they pull out, because
Damn, it's too much money. They don't pay too much money.
I'm trying to tell you now, if they pull out, money talks.
They won't pull out for the players protest. They'll pull out the players do protest.
For sure. It's too much money. The main thing about it, and what Jeff said makes so much sense, it was dead.
Yeah.
It was basically dead.
Yeah.
You just basically
Brought this right back.
Dude, you threw fire on a dead-ass flame. Yeah. This is over with. We kind of realized, all right, Cap's not going to play. Yeah. All right, Eric Reed, the dude that stood next to him, he's probably not going to play. Yeah. Eric Reed, and it came out. Dude, Eric Reed, top 10 safety in the NFL.
There's no reason he should have played.
There's no reason that he should not be playing in the NFL. Dude, Colin Kaepernick is a starter in this NFL. And now we have crazy people starting that shouldn't even be starting. They can't even play.
Well, even if he's not a starter, he should be.
He should be a part. Right. He should be a part of it.
It'd be different if Colin Kaepernick was washed.
Yeah.
But Pete Carroll's dying for him. Pete Carroll signed him today.
If he could.
John Gruden signed him today.
Nope.
John Gruden signed him today as a backup. He signed him right now today.
Nah.
I promise
you. Yeah.
Giving Gruden a lot of credit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, Gruden signed him today.
Only African American quarterback I think that he loves like that is Jameis Winston. Loves Jameis Winston.
Shout out to Jameis.
Yeah, shout out to Jameis.
Yeah, shout out to Jameis.
Yeah, no, most definitely. But the good thing is, it is bringing. What he say?
But
the good thing is, it does bring attention to the things that we see every day in our communities. Mm-hmm. The things that that we see on television. Sterling Brown getting tased. It just shows you how much the NFL is behind the NBA, and it shows you how far we got to go as a whole, for sure, man. Let us know what y'all think, man.
You don't stand for something, you fall for anything.
Most definitely.
Gotta stand for something.
Yeah, no, for sure.
What is it, Luther King?
Here we go. Here's the question: Are we banning? Are we setting out the NFL? Are we
sports show? We got at least covered.
Are what are we doing?
Y'all want to ban? We can ban. Y'all do it.
We setting out 2018. Cameraman, we setting out 2018.
Cameraman got no heart and stuff like that.
Cameraman,
he ain't gonna roll with us.
He part of the people.
He a company man. He a company man for sure.
He won't talk bad as hell.
He almost slipped right there.
Let's continue the conversation, man.
Yeah,
we'll post some stuff on Instagram, man. Post some stuff. We gotta get active on Facebook, man.
Yeah.
We'll leave that to Jeff.
No.
Most definitely. Definitely ain't gonna leave it to Weezy.
I don't leave it to me.
Yeah, most definitely. Another week in the book, fellas.
Yes, sir.
We got some big things popping coming soon, real soon, for the whole FSP situation. We appreciate everybody that listens every week.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to the Realville group chat too, man. Realville group chat goes down.
Yeah, not for sure, man. We want to be a part of that, man.
No. There you go, man. See, I give a shot. There you go. Hell no.
Tweet us with questions throughout the week.
Yes.
At Full Sport Press, man. Don't forget to comment, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the YouTube page, on the iTunes page. Please rate and subscribe, but more importantly, don't forget to tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Tell all the friends.
Tell the friends that are boycotting.
Hey.
About that FSP podcast. Weezy.
Everything's paid for, baby.
2 weeks paid.
Camera's always home.
Better know it, man. The Revolution podcast, man. We out.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Thank you for listening to the Full Sport Press podcast. To catch up on prior episodes, visit the SoundCloud page. And don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend.